for the full body dumbbell complex. Remember that complex is just several movements back to back without any rest between them. Here's the movements that we'll do, and soon I'll show you a demonstration of each one. I'm going to do 10 reps of each movement for this video. The first one is the bent over row. Start bent over at the hips with your back nice and flat, and pull those dumbbells upward from your knees towards the side of your body. Make sure you don't let those shoulders shrug up towards your ears when you do the bent over row. Exercise number 2 is the deadlift. Make sure your hips move backwards and you keep the low back nice and flat for safety and performance in the deadlift. Notice that I'm keeping the dumbbells close to the front of my shin and keeping the neck straight with the rest of the spine each time that I lean over. Make sure your abs and glutes are squeezing tightly at the top of every deadlift. Next, bicep curls. Notice that we have the hand all the way against the pinky side of the handle of the dumbbell. That's to make sure we get the most out of each dumbbell curl effort. Also, after you bring those dumbbells up to the shoulder, it's okay to press them slightly upward 1 or 2 inches in order to work the shoulder and the bicep across both the shoulder and the elbow joint. Keep the neck nice and straight, and remember that you should be braced in the spine so the abs and glutes are tightly squeezing while you do these bicep curls. Next, back to the lower body for the squat. Try to go as low as you can while you keep your heels flat on the floor. Make sure your knees don't go beyond the front of your toes, and that your hips initiate the downward movement by moving backwards. Of course, each time you stand up to the top, squeeze those abs and glutes as tightly as you can. Keep the neck straight with the rest of the spine, and get a breath on every single movement. Back to the upper body for the overhead press. Keep the abs braced. Make sure that you're keeping your posture nice and true, and you don't let your body become overextended or arched backwards as you try to reach all the way overhead. It's okay to shorten the range of motion a little bit if you need to in order to stay comfortable and safe. Really emphasize the lowering phase to build strength in the shoulders. For the next movements, we'll be down on our back on a bench. I have my feet up on the bench to keep my low back in firm contact with the floor, and I'm pushing my body a little bit towards the head end to keep those shoulders packed down and not let them lift up towards the earlobes. On these bench press, make sure that you're using the muscles of your chest and shoulder, keeping your neck nice and straight, and really isolating that movement into the muscles of the chest. Arm position should be at about a 45-degree angle out from the side of your body, and you can turn the dumbbells as though you're grabbing a steering wheel on the top portion in order to keep the hands in a more neutral position. After the bench press, we'll go right into the tricep press. Make sure that the upper portion of your arm stays mostly vertical while you bend at the elbow and lower those dumbbells down to either side of your head. Be careful on this one and make sure that you don't have an injury from a dumbbell falling on your face. Each time that you extend those muscles of the tricep, you should regain that vertical position with the dumbbells directly above the wrist, elbow, and shoulder. With the bench presses, we've tired out the chest and now the triceps, so we'll throw in one more movement of the pec fly or bench fly, keeping those arms mostly straight at the elbow and lowering those weights to either side of the body. This can be an advanced movement, so make sure that you stay safe and comfortable on the shoulder when you do this one. Keep your abs braced and make sure to keep the rhythmic breathing with each and every repetition. For safety, put those dumbbells to your knees and roll your way up. Make sure you don't get hurt on the way out of the movement.